Okay, I have had a lot of people ask me, how did you lose 35 pounds? And I did it with green smoothies. I'm going to explain quickly how I do it. You got to have the vitamins, that's first off. Get the big bucket if you've got a lot of people, or you're going to make yourself a huge shake, but get the Vitamix. Start with a half an apple. Take the half apple, chop up the half apple. This will usually make about 2 16 ounces, what I'm going to make right now. I'm actually using the big bucket, but tonight I'm going to make it because we have some extra people here. Now my hands have been washed and cleaned and sterilized, so I'm just going to go through the routine. Some carrots, just organic peeled carrots, not a big deal. Ginger. Whole Foods is really the place I get pretty much everything at, but you take the ginger, and I like to just kind of...
Could you clarify there's no sponsorship or any payments being made to you by...
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Whole Foods, any of the people that I talk about in here, like the Vitamix people, who actually I've gotten a good rapport with because I've asked them a bunch of questions. They're pretty helpful in their customer service. So you just chop up a little ginger.
So he's not a paid sponsor. So
no, no sponsors. I've got 2 cameras on because a couple of people want to see how this thing is done. The next thing I put in is called turmeric. Buy it in its raw form. It's pretty good stuff. It's a little bitter. I don't use that much of it, but I clean off the skin because that's actually the spot that everybody's kind of picked through when it's sitting in the bin over at Whole Foods. So this way, you know it's clean because all you're getting is the inside of the actual, I guess it's a root. But it has a little zing to it. It takes a little getting used to. Rather than me going through why all these things are great and what they do, you can always look that up. But basically I started out, now I said with some organic baby peeled carrots, ginger, turmeric, half an apple, organic spinach, real simple. This is about what you'd need for one shake for about two big glasses, but take the spinach right out. This has all been pre-washed, but even so, I just give it a good rinse either way. Throw the spinach right in. Next up, kale. I just picked this kale up at Whole Foods. I like it when it's a little bit crisp and like a little bit hearty. It's actually a little heavier. This is a real good looking kale. You don't need too much because this stuff, the vitamins will break it down, and the volume that goes in here is about the amount of product that you're actually going to make for yourself. Well, tonight I'm going to put a little extra in. So what you do is you just kind of take the leaf. It's simple, you can just rinse it real good. And make sure you take the leaf and cut off or cut out the rib right down the center. So you just want all the good green stuff, but basically throw that rib out. Pop that right down into your Vitamix. Also, love the parsley. This is organic, it's fresh. I chop this in there. I'll rinse this kind of good too. Kind of clean it up a little bit. Again, everything was pre-washed, but just for sake of what I do. Then I just kind of, not really rough chop it, but get a good, that was a good portion right there, but just, I get a good amount of parsley in my hands. It's amazing how this ingredient alone just is so great. Throw it right in the blender. So we've got parsley, spinach, kale. Some people want to put broccoli in. You could put dandelion root. You could put bok choy. You could put so many different things, all different types of chard. You rotate your greens. When you read about that, it's important to look at how you can rotate your greens. Also, you can do. Some people do, some people don't. Just, let's get it. It's an organic celery stalk. It's been cleaned and chopped. Some people like it, some people don't. Dump it right in the Vitamix. These are some of the things I add. I'm going to explain what I got there, but bee pollen in its raw form, spirulina, and basically golden flax, and chia. So the golden flax, and that's kind of what you get right there at Costco. That's one of the only things that I actually get at Costco is the flax. Pretty much everything else comes from Whole Foods. This is a tablespoon of that ground flax. I put in 2. Tonight I'm going to put a little bit more in because we're making more, because I have more people here. So that's the flax. Spirulina, pure Hawaiian. It's a big jug. It's about $50 for this. Sometimes you can get it at Whole Foods, $40. But that's actually great for you too. Read up on it. Right now I'm just trying to get you the ingredients and how it's all mixed. Put in a tablespoon. That's all you need right down the center. Good stuff. The bee pollen. This is actual local bee pollen, but it's kind of in this rough chopped form. Read up on what bee pollen does. What I did was take a mixture of what I saw online were all the best possible recipes, and over time just kept blending the recipes together, kind of making them tried and true until I found what I liked best, that tasted the best. Chia seed, put in just like 1 scoop. This is basically just basic chia seed, high in omega-3s. So to go over it again, I have half an apple in there. I've got some parsley, I've got some kale, I've got some spinach, carrots, turmeric, ginger, spirulina, bee pollen, ground flax, chia. We're not done. Then comes some of the tasty stuff. Again, this is also, I do get this at Costco. Dark, organic sweet cherries. Basically, I just keep these in the freezer. What that does is give it a lot of cold, so it's not all ice and ice water, but this is about a half a cup. Then I'll put in a little bit extra. It's cherries, also from Costco. Frozen organic blueberries. These are from Maine. They're pretty good. So tonight I'll just put in a full half cup of those. Seal these up and put this stuff right back in the freezer. Keep it good form. Ziploc bags. Also, what I'll do is, I chopped them all up this morning, but when bananas go on sale, let them get a little extra ripe. Get your Ziploc bags. If you've got a dozen of them, it doesn't matter, 2 dozen bananas, you're going to keep them frozen, so stock up when they're on sale. Always had enough. They add a lot of good flavor. But when I'm making it just for 2 big cups, I'll put in a third. I chop the bananas in thirds, but I'll do maybe 2/3, very rarely for just 2 big glasses when I do a whole banana. So those are the fruits. I will mention, if you like it, and I won't put it in tonight, but pineapple. In fact, you know what? I'll throw a few pieces in. It's actually really good. It sweetens it up. This is good stuff. It's just frozen pineapple. Get it right there at Costco. Alrighty. So now, the last ingredient, which kind of brings it all together, I think you're going to like, and this is important, is almond milk. I'm trying to think if I've forgotten anything else, but I don't think I did, but almond milk. Good stuff. I get the unsweetened vanilla, 40 calories for 1 cup. So this is not a real high calorie, you know, the fruit gives you a little bit of calorie.
How many sugars are in that 1 cup?
Sugars, there are less than 1 gram of unsweetened almond milk. So it's just good stuff. And again, read up on everything yourself to figure out if what the effect is of these ingredients will be good for you or if you think you'll like it. Basically, in goes a cup. Let me tell you, I'll put a little extra in because we're making an extra shake. That's not your only liquid though, because that won't be enough, but I don't want to overload it with the almond milk, even though it's only 40 calories. It adds enough sweetness, enough flavor, and enough texture. The rest, basically just straight filtered water, or really probably any water, bottled water. A little more crushed ice. Goes right in. little extra ingredients, I might just try and put a little more water in. You can always add more to loosen it up a little bit if it's too thick. But if you make it too wet at first, it's going to be tough to go backwards and start thickening it up. Got the Vitamix battering ram. This is going to get loud. Leave it on for maybe 15 to 30 seconds. You kind of get a feel for how everything blends up and chops together. But if you want to watch that, you'll see exactly how this thing is going to light itself up. I do it on the highest setting. So on the Vitamix, on this one it happens to be the 5000, but now the 5200 is out. I just put it just high, all the way to 10 and high, and basically just took off. It's a little bit thick, which I thought because we have extra ingredients. So I'm going to add a little more water. And once I put this in, I'm going to take this off. So if you want to bring the camera over, we can just kind of get a little feel for it's going to make its own little whirlpool in there. You really want to get that beef pollen chopped up real good. You don't want it grainy. Pretty much everything else is just getting emulsified. And it's cold. So just a little more water. That's pretty much it. Okay. While I pour it, you'll get a little feel for the consistency of it. And usually I work with a smaller jug, so that's why I was a little bit off my game when I was explaining it. But this is about the consistency of it right here. Green smoothie. All the nutrients in here from everything you read and you actually feel when you start enjoying it, the nutrients just fill up your cells. It leaves you with really no aftertaste. It leaves you feeling clean. Your body functions better than ever. And all the nutrients you need for most of the day are in a couple of these a day, and eat regular and clean the rest of the day. And along with this, you won't be hungry all day. You don't really have the desire anymore to just eat garbage food. But before I let when people try it, I don't want to poison them with something that's not really tasty, but even though I had a little bit more than I usually put in, it's excellent. Green smoothie.
Miles Rosenthal.
Thank you.